Hey, so it's AW and we back today, guys. And today I'm going to discuss why Yhwach is completely terrified of Sosuke Aizen and why these two episodes kind of are the big theme of that kind of idea of that Aizen being a special power and Yhwach going through the trouble of using a stern writer to essentially trick Yamamoto while he speaks to Aizen and tries to bring Aizen into his fold. Understand, power scalers, that we are talking about two universal level threats, and when you add Yamamoto in the mix, that makes three universal threats all in one episode of Bleach, and I loved it. So today we're going to discuss why Yhwach wanted to recruit Aizen to his side, and ultimately why Aizen declined Yhwach's offer to join the Stern Riders and the Quincy's. So we as power scalers must understand that even before Aizen absorbed the Hogyoku, he was a planetary threat. And we're talking about just his Shikai, not his Bankai. So once he absorbed the Hogyoku, he became a different being altogether. When he absorbed this power, he became immortal. His spiritual pressure, it was already massive, but it increased to exponential levels after absorbing the Hogyoku. A lot of people kind of compare it to Zaraki's, a lot of the fans. And while Zaraki Kenpachi's spiritual pressure is very dense, very heavy, Aizen's spiritual pressure is just as heavy, if not as close. But his also the space and the diameter he is able to enact his spiritual pressure is equaling that of the Soul Society. Aizen, just like Yamamoto, possesses the power to destroy the Soul Society using nothing but his spiritual pressure. Due to Aizen's spiritual pressure being so large and dense, he is considered an enormous threat to the Quincy invasion. In fact, Aizen is an even greater threat than Captain Yamamoto. I'm going to explain why that is the fact. See, unlike Captain Commander Yamamoto, Aizen does not possess a Bankai any longer. He's no longer a Shinigami. They cannot absorb Aizen's Bankai because it no longer exists. In fact, Aizen isn't even a Soul Reaper any longer. He's merely a shell for the Hogyoku. But the Hogyoku is immortal, thus making Aizen immortal. That is why Yhwach would have preferred to have Aizen on his side. As Sosuke, Aizen is a godlike being with immense spiritual pressure and Rietu, large enough to cover the entire Soul Society. By Aizen just existing and activating his spiritual pressure, certain beings aren't even able to exist in his presence. They would wither away if their Rietu is not strong enough to hold them together. They would wither away if their Rietu is not strong enough to hold them together under this universal threat. Aizen's spiritual pressure is like no other being in the verse of Bleach. And while it is the main reason Yhwach is afraid of Aizen, it isn't the only one. As we stated before, Aizen is also immortal, but Aizen also has extremely powerful Kido, to the point that he doesn't even need to state incantations. As you can see, he was utilizing powerful Kido at a whim versus Ichigo in the Dangan form, when Ichigo used his ultimate final Genshu Setshu form. And honestly, those that could utilize Kido, those captains that could utilize Kido and were high combatants, were the only characters to survive the Quincy's second invasion of the Soul Society, as many of the powerful Shinigami had their Bankai stolen and used against them. The other thing to discuss is Aizen's knowledge. It can easily be concluded that even before the absorption of the Hogyoku, the genius or prodigy Aizen was well past 100 years old. Aizen is extremely intelligent, with Kisigi being the only character one could argue that would be wiser or more intelligent. But Aizen's intellect, when he absorbed the Hogyoku, increased. And it increased because the Hogyoku is actually a living entity, a living it's living energy. And so the Hogyoku does have knowledge, it does have history of the Soul Society and of the three worlds. So after Aizen's absorption of this Hogyoku, his intellect did increase. The Hogyoku, once the Hogyoku stabilized in Aizen, he is able to understand what is going on in the Soul Society without actually being there, giving Aizen an almost omniscient presence within the Soul Society, due to the Hogyoku feeding him stimuli from above. When Yhwach came down to speak with Aizen, Aizen already knew what was going on, and he had already known that there was an invasion going on within the Soul Society without him being present there. Understanding that Yhwach is extremely worried about Aizen in this conversation is pinnacle for power scaling, especially for Bleach. While Yhwach stated it would take too long to kill Aizen, it is my belief that Yhwach's current power, he would be unable to kill Aizen. Yhwach will be able to beat Aizen, but kill Aizen, no. The reason Aizen denies Yhwach's request to join him is because Aizen did not want to destroy the Soul Society. He wanted to replace the Soul King and rule the Soul Society in a different way. Aizen did not want to merge the three worlds into oblivion. He wanted to rule them. Aizen was never an evil antagonist. He was just an arrogant being, believing, that he should be the one to rule the Bleach Superverse and not the Soul King. If you'll go and look in the last in that arc where Ichigo fought Aizen, right before he's sealed by Kiseki, he asked Kiseki, "How are you with the intellect that you have?" Because Kiseki Urahawa is a very, very intelligent character, one of the most intelligent characters in all of fiction. He asked him, "How are you able to follow in the footsteps of a being that you may be more intelligent than?" And that's what Aizen was saying. He was more intelligent than the Soul King. He should be the ruler. And he was saying the same thing as Kiseki. Like, how are you not able to do anything? Well, and Kiseki responded that this is just the way the world is. He's not, just because he has high intelligence does not mean that he is arrogant enough to know that he knows what's best for the three worlds and that he is able to be the Soul King. So plus Aizen was never one for following someone else's footsteps. Aizen is an alpha male. To Aizen, the Quincy's are nothing but pawns and not higher beings. Yhwach wants to destroy and recreate the Bleach Superverse, while Aizen just wanted to rule what is already there. So you have to understand why Aizen did not join Yhwach, and Aizen has a good reason for not joining Yhwach. Understand that Yhwach is terrified of Aizen. Aizen knows this. Aizen has the high cards in this negotiation. Aizen knows that Yhwach would have a true, long, and terrible time in an attempt at killing him due to the Hogyoku being fused within Aizen. Sees Aizen Sosuke as a bigger threat than Yamamoto. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please hit that subscribe and like button. This is AW, and I'm out.